Hi guys, I'd like to talk for a minute about hope, if I might. Yesterday was the second Sunday of Advent, and that is the Sunday where we light the hope candle and talk about, through the use of the Magnificat and other texts, the hope that Christ brings to the world, and through Mary's song, that hope is expressed. But I have been sitting with this for most of the day in the context of something else I've been sitting with for the better part of a month. And that really is uh, thinking about as I approach the back half of my 39th year and I look at being turning 40 later this summer, the fact that I didn't grow up knowing a lot of older people with disabilities who were active or who were involved in their community, or definitely older people with chronic disabilities. That just wasn't my experience growing up. I knew a lot of teens and 20 somethings and maybe a couple of 30 something year old folks, but not very many people who I would have considered older or middle aged adults at that time. So this year has really been about reflecting on what does it mean to age with disability, and what does it mean to feel the creaks and the spasms and the twinges that come along with disability in a different way than I did when I was 20 and 25. And what does it mean to age well with disability, because I've never really seen that done or had a role model in that way growing up. Not that I lived a life where I was depressed or thought I was going to maybe die young or something like that, but that wasn't it. But I just never had a visual example of what it meant to enter middle age. So there have been periods of this year where I have really gotten quite morose and reflective and a little bit down as I approach 40 and grow older and learn what it means to be myself at 40 or approaching 40 with a disability. And as it so happens, I can tell you that I like where I am. I like knowing myself more, both mentally and emotionally, with a disability now than I did when I was 25. I like knowing what my body is capable of, and I feel a great sense of optimism about being a role model for folks that are entering middle age and are dealing with chronic disability. I don't know what the future holds. I don't know what it's gonna be like in total. But the thing that drew me back to Advent was as we lit the Advent Hope candle last night, because we've been doing Advent at home. The flame on the Advent candle started out very small, and it started out like it wasn't gonna catch, or like the flame was gonna be snuffed out um, very quickly, and then it grew and it grew and it grew and it grew as we sat there and watched it and did the liturgy until it took and it bloomed into a complete full flame. And I think that's where I am in terms of my own journey of aging and my own journey of Advent. There have been periods of this year that have been dark and have felt like, well, Um, the time I have left is fragile. The time I have left is not guaranteed on the backdrop of the pandemic. I've wondered um, what my body was capable of and how much longer I would have. And those are just honest thoughts that I've dealt with as I've realized and come to grips with aging in a way perhaps I've never done before. But I don't know, something about the Advent candle just growing and the flame finally taking hold brought me back to the here and now and anchored me in the fact that all God promises us is the next step and that we can feel our feelings and we can have our emotions, and that's a genuine part of the human experience. But we've got to be able to take who we authentically are into doing the next right thing and engaging the people in front of us out of a genuine sense of calling and love and mercy and justice. I can't wish to be 25 again because I'm not 25. All I can be is the best 39-year-old with cerebral palsy that I can be. And on days when my body does not quite move as eloquently or creaks a little bit more, I have to pay attention and I have to exercise and do the things that promote the health that I do have. But I can't really get lost in this uh, sort of existential headspace and there's nothing more to do, or I won't let my flame grow. And I know that sounds cheesy, but that's what living with hope is for me, and that's what aging with a disability is. It's just taking the opportunity to do the next right thing as well as I can. I don't know if that speaks to you, but that's where I am, and I hope it speaks to somebody. Thanks, guys. Have a blessed Christmas season and a wonderful Advent, and enjoy the journey. Alright, bye.